Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning for our Gen AI Workflows webinar. My name is Joel and I work on our educational content here at Leonardo, and with me today is Jesse Hughes.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So excited to be here. Back to you, Joel.
Jesse is our senior creative technologist here at Leonardo.AI. So he's the go-to creative expert for all things fashion, product design, but also visual art, TV, etc. So I'm very excited to introduce another session in our Gen AI workflow series. And today is on fashion and product design. A little housekeeping before we begin. This session will be recorded. You'll get a copy of the recording and it will also be up on YouTube. Our community team will be in the chat to answer any questions as you go.
I'm so excited for this morning, everybody. This is going to be a very, very pretty one. Fashion is something I think we get asked a lot about. I think some of the most amazing gen work we saw at the very early start were incredible outfits, these grandiose outfits and dresses. Today, we're going to be focusing more practical ones that maybe you haven't seen before. So I'm excited to get into that. Let me know when you are ready, Joel. Otherwise, I'll just keep chatting about how much I love fashion.
Yes, no, we love it. We love it.
There's the link. Okay, perfect.
In terms of the run sheet for today, we're going to start off by taking a very quick look at some of the ways that designers are using Leonardo across the world of fashion and product design. And then we'll take a second to introduce today's workflows very briefly. Then I'll hand things over to Jesse, and Jesse's going to do a live demo on the Leonardo platform. Running through those workflows, it's going to be a lot of fun. And by the end of that, you'll feel empowered to get creating using Gen AI. And then finally, time permitting, we'll have a Q&A and we'll be able to answer some of your questions. But yeah, feel free as we go to post your questions in the chat. And like I said, our community team is on hand to answer as we go. How are people using Leonardo out there in the wild in the world of fashion? So this first example is from Gisela. She's a member of our Leonardo Creative Program. She's a fashion designer. And there's some work she's doing for Bee Leaf, which is a sustainable alternative leather product out of Brazil. It uses the elephant ear plant. It's been featured in Vogue and on the runway by Loewe and Louboutin. And as you can see, she's doing some really interesting work here in terms of getting those textures applied to various products using Gen AI. This next example here is one I really like. It's from one of the large fashion houses. And as you can see, they're using Leo to design and marketing mood boards, applying color palettes across different images. Finally, I want to show you one from a designer who is part of our Leonardo Creator Program, Marco. He is AI_artworkgen on Twitter. And he's doing these really cool conceptual AI fashion photos. They're very explorative, really pushing the boundaries of aesthetics. Got another slide here. Some of his incredible gens as well.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh. Love that.
So in today's session, we'll be doing a few different workflows. We'll start by creating fashion designs with AI, starting with sort of illustrative style and getting by the end to a more photo realistic AI style. And then in the second workflow, we'll be designing graphic t-shirts with text. This is really leveraging our Phoenix model to get text within images. And finally, we'll be creating some concept visuals for your product designs. By the end of this session, you should have a really solid understanding of how Leonardo can help you create designs and visuals for your brand. And now, without further ado, I'll hand over to Jesse, who's going to take us away on the platform.
Perfect. Well, good morning, everybody. As Joe mentioned, this is what we're going to be covering today. Coming up with this workflow, we really wanted something which is going to be practical for your creative process. So we're going to be starting with a character turnaround sheet. A character turnaround is when you have multiple different perspectives or angles within a shot. So you can see how the t-shirt or the fabric or the jacket would sit from multiple angles. And then we're getting into this graphic design style, kind of more like graphic tee process. I designed this workflow to be specific about using words and text and fonts within a thing, because I think that way you're able to see some really cool stuff and be able to play with different, how you can get different font results. And then we're going to head into just product design as well. So if you have an existing brand or if you have an existing design that you're really keen to see where else it can go, that's what we're going to be playing with. So I think I will get started. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do in our first one is fashion. So it's about ideating for me. So this is kind of like a t-shirt or like a design that I was really keen to play around with. And so if you can see that we've got like a similar style throughout, we can see little variations. And I think the more that you can build out variations, sometimes you get happy accidents. So I initially, when I started, I don't think I'd really anticipated for this inner lining to be this cool orange color. And I was like, oh, that's great. Where else can we go? Like, how else can we build out on that? And then we're going to go into using style transfer. So being able to come up with like different aesthetics and colors across like an outfit that you might really like. So for me, I really liked the shape of this one and how I applied different colors, and then going into more of the hyper realistic stuff as well. We'll get into that as well. And then at the end, my favorite, putting yourself into clothes. So using character reference to go and place yourself within the scene, and also going into some different elements if you want that aesthetic to be for more of like maybe you're using it for an animation or a children's book or something like that, and you don't really want hyperrealism, how you can use different elements to create that stuff. So I love this outfit. So let's go and make it. So I'm going to go and jump into the platform, and we'll get started on how we're going to do today's workflow. I'm just going to take it right from the beginning, and for anyone who's starting. So we do most of our image creation over here. Image creation, or it can also be accessed up the top, but I use the left column personally, and we're going in there. Now, today I'm going to be using Phoenix. Now, Phoenix is our foundational model. If you're new to the game, there's a whole bunch of other platform presets. So if you're really looking for like stock photography, you'll go there. If you're looking for graphic design, you'll go here. Today, the reason we're going to use Phoenix is because Phoenix is compatible with this thing called Edit with AI, which means being able to use natural language for kind of iterating and talking back to your designs. And so since I'm going to be using this workflow, I am going to make sure I'm using Phoenix. I'm also going to chuck it on illustration for this morning because I am currently in my like ideating phase. I don't really need it to be realist, like hyper realistic. I quite like the illustrative aesthetic. And I'm also going to put it on a 16:9 image dimension. Now, the reason I'm doing that is so that I can fit multiple different designs within the frame. If you just wanted like one, you can just, do whatever, but I'm going to specify in my prompt that I want a character turnaround sheet. So the term can be either a character design sheet, a character turnaround sheet. You might see the word, oh my gosh, I can't try. It's like it's when you get 3 different panels within a shot. So that's where we're going to start off. I've taken this prompt from earlier. So I'm just going to show you how I would write this prompt if I were you starting from scratch. Okay, so to start my prompt for this specific outcome, I'm going to say that the image is a digital illustration featuring a character design sheet, so either a character design sheet or a character turnaround sheet, of a futuristic fashion model standing in a surreal landscape. So I've specified a few details there. I'm also going to say that the layout includes 3 views, front, side, and back, all shown in the same panel. Okay, so I'm specifying that I want these different angles. So maybe if you wanted just from the side, from the back, like maybe you've got this idea, but you don't really know how to complete the full 360. Now, the second part of my prompt is how I am, what my outfit is. Obviously, for yours, you would be defining whatever it is that you want as the outfit. So I'm going to say the model is wearing a white crop top and a concrete puffer jacket with exaggerated rounded shoulders, rectangular arms. The pants are wide-legged, Japanese-inspired baggy skate pants, match the jacket in color and texture. The model's face is covered with trendy glasses. The background is a dreamy cloud sky and reflected concrete gray ground, mirrors the model's attire. The overall palette is dominated by shades of gray. Okay, so that is kind of like a lot of different information that we've got there. Okay, so these are some of the ones that we've got earlier. Okay, so these are kind of similar in design. I don't think they're particularly like, I've seen these designs before, right? I want something that's going to be very unique, something that's different, something that's quite interesting. For those who ask, yeah, you can do 2 images. You would just specify, can I just have front and back? Whereas I said, can I please have 3 different outfits? You could ask for 4, you could ask for, however many you wanted. Just if you are going to ask for multiple within a shot, you need to make sure that your image dimensions match that. So if I were to fit more in, I could go down to a 3:1, and that way I could fit maybe like 5 different things in it. I think probably it's just easier if you start with 3 until you get kind of closer to what it is that you want. Okay, so this is where I'm kind of like as my beginning point. That kind of works. And I'm going to say, let's change this up now. Okay. We're on a webinar, so that means I can interact to what you guys want to do. What kind of changes should we make to this outfit? Does anybody have any like inspiration for changes we want to make? Maybe it's the material or the fabric of our top, or maybe some of the pants that they're wearing. So if you want to add maybe some changes you'd like to see to this outfit, please add them in the chat and I'll see what we can do. Gothic. Oh yeah, we can make her a bit of a goth vibe. Yeah, spikes. Okay, I like where this is going. I'm gonna say add punk punk spikes to the jacket, make the color more gothic or gothic black. What do we say? And make the pants make the pants denim. We go. What do we say? Rhinestone. Let's spell it. Rhinestone blue denim. Okay, there's a few requests, but let's see. I might have made it a bit more specific. So using edit with AI on natural language, you can really just like go and talk back to back. You can also come up with multiple variations to see if there's something that you prefer. You can do things like change the colors. Also using words like very and way more and much, like almost the way that you would chat to a kid. Okay, cool. So this is cool. Okay, that's kind of funky. That's giving like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I want to make it way more extreme. I'm going to say make this outfit way more extreme and dramatic with heaps of attitude, very cool and pop star or something. Pop star. I think we can go so much further. Cool. So using these kind of words is really helpful. I think because this is where I started. You can easily see how the jump to that for the system was to this. But yeah, we can really go dramatic. Okay, that's quite significantly more traumatic. And I mean, I kinda roll with this one's kinda cool. I think that's pretty interesting. I like this one. Okay, well, maybe let's play with that one because that feels something that's unique and different to me. So I'm gonna take this one. No, which one was it? Which one do we like? I liked that one. Maybe this one. Okay, I kinda like this one. I think this one's pretty cool. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this one. Okay, brilliant. Now I reckon let's go into turning it into maybe like photorealistic. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm really happy with this outfit. Obviously, this is a limited time webinar, so we're just gonna be tight on it. But if you wanted to keep playing with this outfit, like this is such a fun, addictive way of working. What I might even add or say, change the model, change the model to have change the model pose. So you can also use this for poses, which is really helpful. So change the model's pose to more attitude and swag or something like that. So yeah, so if you've got this like model and they're quite static or like they don't make the image come to life, like just talk back to them, be like, no, I want her to have this vibe, want to have a style. You might want someone who's really like classy and got it together, or you might want someone who's got like this kind of attitude swag. Like this is really like this is cool. This is something fun and funky. They've gone and I don't know where the ball came from. I must have mistyped something. Anyway, but there, so you can kind of like shake it up depending on how you want to like talk and interact. But it is incredibly responsive, Phoenix. Like Phoenix is like so adherent to what the request is. So that's cool. I'm just gonna say no, I'm say less sci-fi. I wanna stay away from sci-fi. Into more like high fashion, but let's see what we get. Okay. And then I'm gonna start and move over to where was safe. Job, you want to decide. Okay, so let's delete that. And I'm going to go to the next step, which is to take this picture and turn it into photorealism. Here we go. These are a bit less, is a bit more to our original, less sci-fi. I don't know which one's my favorite. I don't know. Do we have any favorites? I reckon this is going to be the one that's going to work out cool. So I'm going to take that one. Okay, so let's go we're going to change our preset. I'm going to go into cinematic keynote only because I think this one has really, really great cinematic kind of vibes. It also allows for photorealism. So if you go into the advanced settings on cinematic keynote, you put on photoreal. Now, photoreal is what we use for when we do like people and faces. And if I was going to do just a face, like just somebody's face, I would have it on portrait perfect with photoreal on. And that's because that's very good at faces. Cinematic is more what I use for like television or like fashion. We actually have a fashion pre-trained there. So I might check that on for today as well. Okay. So I've changed the platform preset to cinematic keynote. I set the preset style to fashion just because it's quite good at like different fabrics and clothes. I've got my image dimensions the same and I've got them put on photoreal for photorealism. Okay, now we're going to go and write our prompt. Now, the prompt that I had, which initially said about the gray jacket, that's obviously very different to say this image. So I'm going to use a feature that we have called Describe with AI to write my prompt. So it sits here in the magic little stars. You press this and you say Describe with AI. So I'm going to go to my generations and I'm going to take the image that we're working with, which is going to be this one. And I'm going to say, can you write a prompt looking at this picture? So what Describe with AI does is it looks at the picture and it turns it into text. So we've got the image is this, I can't say this word. This is the front. This is the three different panels featuring a futuristic model in three poses, front, side, and back. The model has these different outfits, et cetera, et cetera. And the background is a digital landscape. Cool. So what I'm going to do to change is I'm also going to say image is a photoreal cinematic photograph, like that. Photograph of a, here we go. Okay, so I've specified that this is going to be a cinematic shot. Now what I'm also going to do, and this is a really important part, is you come in and you go to content reference. And we're going to use the picture that I made as the content reference. So we're going to grab that and put it here. Now, what content reference does is it looks at the content within the picture. So it's going to be looking at the shapes and the forms and the line and the color, like what actually is in this image. I'm going to have this on a mid, mainly because I want it to have a bit of freedom. But if I wanted very, very, very specific, I would put it on high. And I'm also going to put on style reference of the same image, and that's gonna keep like the color and the look. Now we're gonna play with this a little bit later and change the color and look, but this is just to give you an example of how we're gonna try and get it to get a different outcome. So I'm gonna run that and let's see what we get. And we can, oh, sorry, now the only thing to other note is if you are using photoreal, it will automatically put your generation mode to quality. Now I use fast mode most of the time because fast mode is really good for rapid iterating. So if you are in the phase of like designing your outfit, you'll want to be in fast mode. So you can quickly be like, oh, do this, change this, blah, blah, blah. Going into more of the quality generations or like the photoreal stuff, you do that once you already kind of know what the image is and what you like it to be. So I'm going to have that there. Now, while that's running through, I might just quickly show you a version of what it looks like if the style uses a different image. So if we want to use, here we go, let's see what we get. Okay, so these are kind of cool. That's kind of cool. we're gonna want to upscale one, maybe this one. Yeah, so let's upscale this one. So upscaling is now also just moved to the inside platform. So we can put it there, have it on realistic, upscale that. Okay, beautiful. So while that's running in the background, and I'm just going to chuck this onto cinematic, I want to show you some examples of what other versions you could get with this same outfit. Here we go. We'll run through with that. So this is the secondary phase that we're doing right now using a different, this is more of where you get to like try with the different aesthetics that you can kind of get through. So the start with Phoenix is to get the outfit that you want. And then coming into this other one is where you kind of refine it, get it perfect, really get those details across that you want. You'll notice that Edit with AI doesn't work when you're over in a different one. So make sure that if you're keen on that feature, you need to be in Phoenix to begin with. Okay, great. Now, while that's going, so I think we've covered a few of the details. So just as one other little experiment. So if you're really wanting to play with the style, it's different. I might just quickly do it. Here we go. Let's go put a style transfer on. Maybe one of these ones. That's kind of cool. Put a style transfer of, you can see I've been making lots of clothes. Ooh, a style transfer of this one. Here we go. So if I wanted to maybe have it in this same aesthetic, oh, these are cool. What do we got? Yeah. So these are more like, if you look at her face, you get more detail. Oh, that's kind of cool. And so we can just upscale and go from there. Don't know why this one didn't work. Try it again. My generations. Put a star up on. There it is. Put this one on. Cool. So if there's like a specific like color grade or like an aesthetic that you really, really are keen to get across, you can go and do that. You'll also notice that I didn't bother to change any of these prompts. Like if I were to really dedicate a lot of time in, I would go and be changing my prompts to match like whatever the thing is that I want to kind of go. But that Describe with AI, it's interesting in the chat. You guys say some of you haven't used this feature before. This Describe with AI thing is truly like life changing to the process. Like it's become my bread and butter. I use it every single day. Like I love this feature. So definitely like if you're having a hard time writing a prompt or You just don't even know how to articulate the thing that you want. Like Describe.AI is so helpful at going and taking it and turning it into a thing. While that is running, I'm going to get started on our next thing, which is putting me in the scene. So I'm going to go and put myself in one of these outfits. I'm going to take, which one do I want to be in? I don't know. They're looking pretty fun. Maybe this one. This is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to put myself in that one. Now, for the sake of time today, I'm just going to take that. So since I'm really going to want to put myself in one of these, actually, I'll have these. Cool. Okay, so these worked out kind of fun. Yeah, that's kind of funky, pretty edgy. I might put myself in this one. Okay. So, since I only want to be in this one, I'm just going to quickly crop that. That way I have a crop of what it is that I want. Yeah. Okay. So I just quickly screenshotted that one. So you kind of like go and pick the one that you are keen on. And I want it to be like a cute 3D render style. So I've just gone and changed it to illustrative albedo with 3D render on. This one's quite good for more of like a cartoon character kind of like dimensionality kind of vibes. Again, I'm going to use Describe.AI. I'm just going to go grab that picture that I just took a screenshot of. 1 second. Where is it? I'm here. Nope. I've got 3 screens in front of me right now. Okay, here we go. So we'll go put that one in and put it in there. So this again, Describe.AI, so good. So it's going to take in that picture and it's going to articulate it into words to me because I can't be bothered. So it's going to say image is a high fashion editorial photograph featuring a woman standing comfortably against a backdrop. She's wearing this, blah, 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 you know? So that's great. So I haven't written any of that. I haven't had to write any of that and it's gone and done it for me. It's such a good feature. Okay, I'm going to use content reference again. So I'm going to go and use, once it loads. Okay, so content reference. So that's going to go and make sure that that outfit is right. Now, this is a really important thing as well. You'll notice that down, if you look here, it says match aspect ratio for best results. So I'm going to press match. Now, when I pressed match, what happened was the image dimensions over here automatically set to the dimensions of the image that I'm trying to content match. So make sure you do this. If I didn't do that, it would have cropped it. It would have taken a crop of the image. So if you want to make sure that the result that you're getting matches the thing that you've uploaded, just really do go and use this content dimension matching. It's a very, very helpful tool. I'm going to have this on mid again. And the next thing I'm going to do is a character reference. So that's where I'm going to put myself into the scene. So I've got this picture of myself. We use this a lot in my tutorials, but I think it's important to note this picture is very good for a content reference, a character reference, because it takes my like key features of your face. Sometimes if you use a very flat image, it doesn't really know what your nose looks like. So I think these little things are quite helpful. In this picture, you can see the kind of the bridge of my nose. You get an idea of kind of what my jaw looks like. So I think if you're using character reference, try and find the picture which is best for your face. So that is just a hot little tip. Okay, cool. Yeah, so mid usually works best for characters. I think we're almost there. Now I'm just going to change this and we say image is get rid of photograph. Image is a 3D render. Okay, because we want to add that little update. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to chuck on an element. Now, if you haven't used elements before, they're just like these fun, funky little auras that you can stack on top to get a particular result or an outcome. I saw some people before when I had a picture up, which I think have used soft retrofuturism. This is a really cute Laura, gives kind of like a galactic effect. I'm quickly going to go and chuck on Tune and Anime. I love this one when it uses faces because it makes it kind of feel a bit cute. So I'm going to put that on and I think we should be good to go. So I might just run that and let's see what we get and then we can go and make some tweaks. But hopefully that should, I realized what I did. I forgot to put on style reference. So right now it doesn't really know what colors to do. But if I go and chuck that on, that will keep the colors. That should be like a mid or a low. Okay, cool. And we'll put maybe like there. Okay. Right. Well, as they render out, that's going to be kind of wrapping up the end of this workflow because we've got 2 more to get through. So sorry that's quite rushed again this morning, guys, but I think you get the kind of general idea. So the general idea is use Phoenix. Use Phoenix when you're doing your like ideating, your concepting. Like you could spend hours, honestly, just like playing, talking and like playing around with your outfit. And then, yeah, when we go and finish things off, this is cute, taking a moment. Elements can sometimes take a little bit of time just because they stack on top. It's like an additional process. And I have them on quality. Damn, I should have taken off quality and put it back on fast mode. Okay, Cool. Well, as they quickly render out, I might just start entering us to the second one and we can come check them out at the end. It's mainly just me going to be wearing this outfit, which is fun. This is the difference because I'm so used to using fast mode. I think the difference between using fast and quality, like quality, you definitely get like beautiful images. I'm so used to fast mode. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm looking cool. Oh, I love this. Ah, it's so cute. Okay, cool. So you can really see that that's kind of really carried me across. So that's worked well. And that isn't even upscaled. So I reckon like you chuck an upscale on that and you could get some really cool. Oh, these are fun as well. Yeah. So this was it without the style transfer. And this was with it with the style transfer. So the colors kind of came through. Raj, that is workflow 1. This is going to be my Halloween outfit right there. Oh, that's cool. It's wearing the shirt that I'm wearing today. I didn't even realize that. Perfect. Okay, that's workflow 1. Cool. Right, let's go into workflow 2. So for workflow 2, I want to really highlight how good Phoenix is at text. Like text is so hard. I think like previously we saw that like we couldn't. That was honestly why like Canva was, oh my god, these guys can do some really cool stuff with it. So today we're going to be showing you how to make graphic tee designs using text, how I can use like different styles, like similar to what we did with the style transfer stuff, and then how we can make an asset that has like ready for print vibes. So these earlier ones are more of my like ideating phase. And then this later one is where I would go if I were like actually to go and print this kind of stuff on a t-shirt. Okay, so let me go. Let me go to the very start. Okay, so if we're going begin again, I'm just going to clear all of this out. Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. And we're in Phoenix. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put it on. This is more of my iterating phase. I might put it on. Okay, I can put it on any really. I'm not cinematic. I can put it on back to crop. Put that. And I'm just going to go grab my prompt to kick us off this morning. So the prompt that I've written this morning is images features a vintage 90s long sleeve t-shirt with a bold graphic design look on the back. The layout includes a large stylized white text at the top reading red hot in a graffiti-like font. Below the text, there is an evil koala with a cheeky grin doing a shuckers. He's like a skateboarding koala. You know, he's in the flames. His color red. It's inspired by 90s skate culture. In case you don't realize, I love skate culture. I love surf culture. I love skate culture. Okay, so we've got this beginning design. These are pretty cool, you know, these are pretty cool. I think like to do something like this without AI would take truly days. So I think this ability to iterate and ideate very fast is amazing. But I want to change this up. I want to make this shirt that's about Phoenix. So Phoenix is a model. Like I want to make it like cool and celebrate the work that we've done this year. So I'm going to do with Edit with AI. I'm simply going to say change red hot to say, oh gosh, to say Phoenix. I'm using a keypad I don't usually use. I should say change red hot to say Phoenix instead. Here we go. Like the meme of when a Mac user uses a PC. It's so pink. What do I do? It should be fine. Okay, so we're going to run through this. Now, what you'll notice, and this is kind of how Phoenix works. Now, this prompt, which got sent out, it says at the top, blah, 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 reading red hot. Now, using Edit with AI, it has literally rewritten the prompt to say, with text at the top, reading Phoenix. So it has gone and changed the prompt that's been sent through. So that's pretty cool. Okay, but I don't need a koala. I want a phoenix, which is the bird. So I'm going to say, again, change the koala to a phoenix bird character with a really cool skater attitude. I don't know, something like that. Might be a bit ridiculous, but let's see. Okay, so by doing that, you can like really get quite specific with what you want for that outcome. I think adding words like attitude or like the kind of vibe that you want, like maybe you want someone to be shy or maybe you want them to be really like aggressive or fun or cool. These are right. I think we had a better one the other day. What did I write for? I was going to see what our prompt was for this cool one. I liked this guy. He was really cool. What was my prompt for you? Cool little bird? Here we go. I might go steal it. There's a skater. We'll go to see skater. Make the character way more cool and make more cool and attitude. And we'll say add the text established 2024 underneath the graphic in sans serif font, in small sans serif font. Okay, so while with Leo, if you want a particular font, we don't say the specific font, but what we can do is we can define the kind of font. So if you want the font to be, you want it to have like serif, sans serif, so like the, like flourishes on this text or not. Hell yeah. Okay. This is what I was picturing. This is better. This is much better. That is a cool bird. Hell yeah. Okay. That's cool as well. I love both of these. All right. We're going to use this one today because I think it might be a bit easier, but that is really, really cool. Okay. So you see how we're getting there? Like we're really getting there. I might quickly just show, I'm hoping this works, but let's just see. So we have this remove background feature. I'm just going to see if this works or not, depending. We'll have to see. But there's another way we can work around this stuff. Okay, so I think I'm going to go and take this one to kind of play with. I think that's a really beautiful design. We can also upscale it straight from here. Okay, so, oops. Yeah, so, nope, not that one. Go back to the original. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this here. Maybe we'll go and take this one. Oh, this is good as well. So you can keep playing until you get like the kind of style that you want. And then I just want to show you this other workflow, which will be a good one. So I'm just going to crop out just the specific design for this next workflow because I think it will be, oh, I missed a thing. Let's take two. Oh, crop it a bit, but that should be okay. Okay, that'll do for now. Okay, so again, I'm going to clear out my prompt. I'm going to go chuck this on graphic design. And I'm going to put it on graphic design vector. So that gives like a vector style like that we get. Describe with AI. I'm just quickly going to go grab my cropped again. And boom, where are you? Multiple computers. And go chuck it there. Okay, so once you've got like the thing that you're like happy with, you're like, yeah, I really like that one. I want to play with that. Someone said I'm craving hot wings. Yeah, that's funny. This is like our version of hot wings. Welcome to Leonardo's Hot Wings. Okay, so it's going to take in my picture and it's going to change it into my prompt. Again, I'm going to use this content reference kind of workflow. This is the one we did the other day, which I thought was pretty fun. Between these three, like they have some cool designs. We're going to need to go have some printing done at Leo. Okay, cool. Let's try to get it to look like a real t-shirt. So if you want it like physically on a t-shirt, I'd probably put it on like cinematic or fashion. If you want specifically the design to go and then print on a t-shirt, we can go put it here. Okay, so content low, my mid. I'm going to put it on high because I really do want to get very close to what I already have. And then I can play with like, I'm just going to quickly run that to show you what that's going to give me. And then I can also quickly play with like different styles or aesthetics that could be a different design. So if I wanted to have, like I really liked this kind of print, this color that I did the other day. We've got some fluoro ones. You know, that like 90s culture that had like the fluoro tie-dye vibes. I thought these were pretty cool. So if we go and so I might go take this one and just had a star reference on. Cool. So this one doesn't have a star reference on, so you can see how it's going to play with different colors. And I've done the thing that I told you guys not to do, and I forgot to match my aspect ratio. Okay, so that's going cropped. So match the aspect ratio, and you can play with some different colors. Now, without a star reference, it doesn't know what color. It's just taking tips from the written prompt. So it's going to give them these. If I use star reference of this kind of informed one, I'm going to get this. And if I use the star reference of the one that we already made, like this one, then it's going to be really specific. So we'll just go and run that on a max as well. And let me see what we get. Okay, cool. So is this also a really nice, fun way to play? If you haven't like thought about lots of different colors and stuff, remember kids, match your aspect ratio for real. Okay, so these are fun little color experiments. These are some more fun color experiments. Damn. Okay, this one's kind of funky. This one's kind of cool. Oh, he's like a nerdy one. I love the bling. That's great. And okay, so these are more closer to our original one. But even then, like the small details of color shifts, like this kind of change the flames and these kind of things. So I think they can be quite fun. So I am loving it. All right, okay, maybe let's go to here. And I'm going to put it back to all my settings on max. This content reference back to max. And okay, cool. So that is kind of been a fun little experiment today, guys. So yeah, you can just play back and forth, play heaps of these. It's like such a fun way of playing with different colors, and like it's almost like playing in a coloring in book. You know what I mean? And like I think it also gives you options you haven't even thought about. Like when I designed so much of the time, so this workflow that we did with like my bird, the first time I made him, I just had this bird like on a skateboard, and then I had this accident that happened, and he had like two skateboards, and it was like it was a bird. Yeah, it was a bird who had two skateboards, and it was bloody sick. It was so cool, and I was like, okay, this is rad. So that is kind of that workflow. Hopefully you get an idea of how fun that kind of stuff can be, because it really is very addictive and very fun. So what we're going to do next is doing a workflow, like if you run a fashion brand or if you already run a company or you have a fashion style. So this was like some silly banana kind of style inspired bags that I started out with, which we're going to be going through today. So if you have, say, an existing company or an existing brand, or you're a designer, it's how you can kind of be like, okay, I've got this idea, but how can I come up with all of these different versions of what else they could be? And and how also at the end we'll do a little bit of a background about how we place that there. Okay, perfect. So let's go and get started on this workflow. Okay, so for this, let me go and get my starting thing. Okay, so for this, we're going to go back to Phoenix. You can really choose any of these ones. I might put it on, maybe I'll put it on fashion today, because again, we are focusing on fashion. I'm going to put back to 1-1, and that should be enough settings. Make sure I'm on fast. Okay, cool. So there's multiple ways you can start. Again, you can write a prompt, you can do all that. Because in this scenario, I'm already going to have like my own like design or brand or whatever. I'm going to use Describe.AI to start. So I'm going to go Describe.AI, and this is going to be my beginning company. So this is like my brand. And then I'm also going to put on a star reference. Now, star reference is compatible with Phoenix right now. I'm sure these other features are going to be compatible very soon, but right now we're just going to keep it to that. So by putting on star reference with Phoenix, it's going to take information about the colors, probably about like the aesthetic design. Like it's quite a chunky, it's got a chunky bag kind of vibe. So I'll put that through there. That should be enough to start. Might have wanted to put that a little bit higher as the beginning, but anyway, that's fine. Okay, so this is kind of where we're going to kick off today. So you can see that it's gone and taken features from the bag. Now, the higher you say it is to your beginning reference, the higher you're going to have like a starting point. So if you wanted to begin somewhere, probably start with a higher thing. Okay, so where do we want to take this bag, guys? What do we want to do with it? My previous examples had it more kind of like inspired by banana shapes, which I thought were kind of fun. We turned it into a backpack. We can do something like that again today. Or if anyone's feeling more creative, we could say change. Let's say change the, oh, yep, let me give you the prompt. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Cool. Make it studded, practically studded separate, mermaid texture. Cool. So we can change it. Yeah, let's do it. I say change the fabric to a mermaid scale fabric. I don't know how to articulate that. Let's see if that starts. Here we go. Cool. Just to clarify, we have a background remover in the graphic design. Sorry, I forgot to show you that. There's just, if for example, we want this one. So here is this little symbol that says remove background. You can press on that, and that will kind of figure out what is the front and what is the back. And so this is like a helpful way to kind of set up. And then when you download this one, it will download as a PNG. So all of your other files will download as a JPEG. But if you use background remover, it will, yes, I just missed that middle piece. But you can just go download image, and then that will save as a PNG there. Whereas the other ones will download as a JPEG. just as a little bit of info. Okay, I don't think it understood what a mermaid. I got a little bit shimmery, but I think because it's still being influenced by the style, maybe that's why it's not coming through. But if we go and say, I'm gonna say change the bag into a backpack. Change the bag into a backpack, maybe like a circular backpack, or more into a round backpack, something a bit different. Let's see what we get with that. Here we go. Yeah, so Gil mentioned something about like playing around to get some different stuff. Original prompt, that should be in the chat. Okay, cool. And we can play around. So hopefully we can get some results to start with. Okay, this is great. I like this one. This is kind of fun. That's a bit different. And so the point of this workflow specifically is like to ideate, right? It's like, okay, well, where else can my brand go? And you can see how this has maintained your consistency. And that is something that's very important for people who are designers. A lot of the time, like with previously with AI, you would be like, oh, it's not close enough to my beginning thing. Like the point of this is to be like, okay, how do we kick a home brand that feels varied and different? So I'm going to say make the straps super long. It's going to be some like quirky Balenciaga kind of vibe. Something ridiculous. Let's see if we can get a cool result. So yeah, so you'll go and rewrite the prompt there. Now I know we're running super tight on time, so I might run very quickly to our next kind of step. Okay, so that's a bit longer. That's cool. Maybe this one. Which one should we play with? I don't know. That one's cool. Okay, so I'm going to go and take maybe this one. And I'm going to quickly do the remove background thing. And it's going to do one last step to show you guys something different. Okay, cool. Contrast your background, Christian. Yes. Okay. It's having a bit of trouble with that middle piece, but that should be okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm quickly just going to put it on. What do I want? Maybe like stock. I'm macroed on stock photography. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go grab that PNG I just made. Where are you? It's my downloads. Where's my downloads? Oops. There we go. Okay. So go and have a look at that. And I'm going to put it on content reference again. Now this one has a, oh yeah, that was the shoe we made yesterday. Super fun. So I'll put that there. And it's been a bit buggy this morning. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cool. And I'm going to have my star reference on. So star reference is to keep the color. So I'll put that there as well. Actually, I might put that edge. Yeah. And then I'm going to say that I want the background to be, so that's my background design against a floral pattern, something like that. Pattern background. I don't even know. The background is made of flower patterns. It's not very exciting, but we're running out of time, so it's fine. I will send that off and see how that works. I might have set something up wrong. Yeah, let's see how that goes. So I'm playing around with this until I got it right. I have a feeling I haven't set it up properly, but anyway. So yeah, so you can play with some different backgrounds. This is stuff we did yesterday. So we had, this. So we took our bag. We're like, cool, turn our bag. We're like, make our bag into a shoe, and then it made it into some different shoes. And then we played around with. I changed this to a render, I think. Yeah, so I chucked this on a albedo render. Played around. And so it's a very cool way to, like, if you're happy with the shape, like being able to play around with colors can be fun as well. I mean, I specifically wanted this one on brand, so let's see how this goes. I wrote the prompt on. It's gone and turned it into a color slider thing instead. But yeah, you can see how this kind of stuff works with like taking inspiration from different stuff. But we are tight on time, so I think we'll leave it there for today. But those are just like some takes into these different workflows. Yes, are going to be available for you guys. So we actually have already done a pre-record with all of these. I think it's going to be coming to you quite soon. And yeah.
Thanks so much, Jesse. That was incredible. Yeah, a really awesome session. I feel like all of those workflows we probably could have spent more time on. I know it's kind of always tough to bring it in under the hour, but I just think like, yeah, those were all like incredible. I think particularly the AI section design one at the top, just bang on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. So we've got a few more things to get through before we close out today. I will just draw your attention to two of our upcoming webinars. So I have posted the working links in the chat and pinned them as a comment. Basically, we've got two coming up. The first is in November. This is for film and TV production. It's on the 20th. You're going to want to come along to this one. It's going to be a really great session. We're going to look at things like storyboarding and making concept art for film and TV pitches, bring your images to life with motion. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then in December, we've got our video game development Gen AI workflows webinar. And this is going to be another great session on the 18th, just ahead of Christmas, where we'll look at creating dynamic characters, game environments, and UI assets for all your gaming projects. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this session, feel like you got something out of it, and you work in the creative industries, do come along to those next two. They're a lot of fun. And like Jesse said, we do these sort of live webinars, and we've also started releasing pre-recorded sort of Titan tutorials after the fact. We'll probably release them, 2-3 weeks after each of these webinars as well. They'll live on YouTube. So keep an eye out for them in terms of getting through some of these creative industry workflows, because we know it's hard to, get all of the information, in a live webinar, because some of these things do end up being, having a lot of steps to them.
Something that I was trying to keep an eye on the chat. It's exciting to see learn some things like describe with AI. And we've got so many cool features that are just like hidden in the thing. Like there's so many cool. Yeah. So definitely go have a play. Go have a play. So you can figure out.
There's a lot of amazing things you can do with the platform. Some final QR codes for you. I'll leave these up as we close things out. Thank you so much for watching today. We really appreciate you coming along. The community is a massive part of what we do here at Leonardo. We love seeing the incredible work that you do and being able to have the chance to talk to you today, to get your feedback, to hear what you like, what you don't like, and be able to show you some incredible creative workflows. So a few links here. The first, scan to join the Discord community. In Discord, you'll find creative experts across all sorts of different fields. And it's a really great way to get kind of like in-depth questions asked and answered around like very particular things. I know we had some very, very specific questions in the chat that we didn't necessarily get around to. That's the place to kind of get those very specific workflow questions answered. The next QR code here will let you register for our webinars. Probably best to use the links that I actually posted in the chat, because those are the working StreamYard links for having an issue with the landing pages on the website. And finally, the third QR code will help you register your interest for Leonardo for Teams. Leonardo for Teams is our enterprise platform. So this is a product for businesses. What it allows you to do is to have sort of a single owner of an account and then multiple seats. This is perfect for sort of collaboration, working on a shared project as part of, a studio or like a larger enterprise. Yeah, which is generally just
Joel and I use Teams. We use Teams together.
every day.
It's really honestly like if you're on any sort of team, like it is just such a good way of working together. We can work collaboratively. Like you can jump in, I can jump in. We just build and riff off each other. So definitely give it a go. Like it's, oh my God, I love it so much.
Yeah, it's our multiplayer option for when you want to collaborate on a project. Yeah, we use it for all of our webinars. And, can't live without it. But thank you so much, everyone. We are bang on 9 a.m. So we are probably going to leave it here.
We're swapping seats next time. Joel is going to be running the session for the next one. I'm going to be emceeing. I can't wait to see what you bring to. I know. I am off tools, but that's okay. We'll make it. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got incredibly big shoes to fill because I feel like she sees such an incredible job of these. And yeah, like as you were going, I was like, damn, I don't know how I'm going to be able to bring this kind of energy.
Got it, babe. We've got it. The platform drives the sun. It's going to be great. We're going to have so much fun. I get to watch and learn next time. So we're all going to, we're going to have a great time. Can't wait to join in. What is the date next month? It's soon, right? It's
Save the date, November 20th. Yeah.
November 20th. Film workflow. Amazing. Okay. Well, thanks so much for your time, everybody. Again, we have so much fun doing this. We love our community, and follow our YouTube. That's where we're going to be putting up all of our records. I think it's probably going to take a little bit. Then our pre-records are very polished and lovely. So you'll get to see something more polished than me riffing for an hour.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you all so much. We're going to leave things there. Wherever you are in the world, have an excellent morning, afternoon, evening.
Beautiful. Bye, everyone. Bye.